Judith, ever since the election of the Albanese government, you've been keeping specky readers entertained with the antics of B1 and B2, the very bananas in pyjamas on the government's front bench. And I'm sure I don't have to tell all of our regular specky readers that B1 is Climate and Energy Minister Chris Bowen, and B2 is the Minister for Employment, Workplace Relations and the Yachts, Tony Burke. Now, it seems that B1, Mr. Bowen, is streaking ahead of B2 when it comes to dirty and dangerous deeds that are not being done dirt cheap. But he's got himself into a bit of a pickle with transmission lines. What's happened, Judith?
Yes, I mean, it was just too tempting to call them B1 and B2, the bananas in pyjamas, and I have kept it going. Yes, look, I think B1 has taken an early lead in terms of dangerous and incompetent ministers, but, B2 is still there, and B2 is about to introduce, I think, a hideous omnibus industrial relations bill. So, you never know at this late stage. He might overtake B1. But, B1 made a terrible error in first of all, having these very specific targets. So he wants 82% of electricity generated by renewables by 2030. He needs 10,000 kilometres of additional transmission lines, and he's also put a figure on additional turbines and solar panels. So the trouble is, and I make this, I think, perhaps audacious comment in my piece, that some of us can still count. And as you know, Rebecca, it's a sort of overrated competency. But, we're doing the counting, and the run rate is not looking good for B1. So now one of the things that's really holding him up at the moment are the transmission lines. Because, funnily enough, farmers and regional communities don't really like these enormous steel pylons and cables slung across their landscapes. It's a funny thing, isn't it, really? And what they're finding is that there's a lot of resistance. They need to get the approved easements, and the farmers and actually the regional communities, it's not just the farmers and the landholders, are putting up a real fight. And I personally am finding it a joyful experience to look at.